They did not have that good a stop on Tony Stewart.
I like what the 9 did. Stay out. I mean, if he comes to pit road, we've got almost the same scenario all over again.
And since he was in front of the wreck, there's little chance that he ran through debris.
Right. So if he'd have come to pit road, all those cars 1 lap down would have restarted in front of them, and they'd have been right back where they were last time.
His teammate Jeremy Mayfield goes from leading the race to this. He is shown as 1 lap down.
Here comes Jeff Burton, the 99 car. He will be back on the lead lap. He'll have to start at the tail end along this line, along with Rusty Wallace and a lot of more cars that are 1 or more laps down.
Matt Kenseth's going to make a second stop. Steve?
Mike, they're going to work on some fender damage over the left front tire. They're making sure there's no rub on that left front tire of Matt Kenseth, making sure everything's okay to make this last run to the checkered flag.
He will restart 4th, the last car on the lead lap, so they can take their time with this stop.
Now, of the cars that pitted, Mark Martin did win the battle off pit road in the 6 car.
Dick?
Well, Rusty Wallace has got significant damage to the right front corner of the car, Mike. Crew's out there beating on it with hammers, and they've got tape and that sort of thing. But this thing almost certainly is not going to run as well as it had before this right front corner damage.
Looks
Trouble
like
for Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got a busted radiator or what happened there, but he came on pit road. Maybe a piece of debris has gone through there, or he's run over something.
Because there's really not any damage to the front end. Right now, Michael is being shown in about the 12th position, 1 lap down.
When Dave Blaney came up on Michael, could that hit in the left front corner of Michael's nose have pushed something back at the radiator?
You know, there's something going on there. I'm not sure what it is, but they wouldn't be spraying water up in there if it wasn't.
49 miles to go in the MBNA 400. A salute to heroes on the 60th anniversary of the invasion of Normandy. Kevin Harvick back in now. His Goodwrench Chevy is at least 2 laps down. A lot of battered race cars, but only 2 so far from this accident have been retired. Dave Blaney and Jimmy Johnson. Sterling Marlin in the garage with Ryan Newman, Greg Biffle, and Jeff Green.
Some of them are semi-retired.
Yes, some of them are on disability.
That's right.
But I tell you, Kenny Francis, Jeremy Mayfield's crew chief, the 19 car, they've done exactly what he said they were going to do. They are only 1 lap down back in 11th position. They've made numerous pit stops, but they're staying only 1 lap down.
Yeah, I think, though, he took a pretty hard lick in the left rear there. I don't know if he didn't do some damage, maybe more than just sheet metal.
Our Quaker State aerial coverage at Dover. Packed house today, over 130,000 fans in the seats, the suites, the Dover Downs Hotel, and the horse track grandstand, the enclosed grandstand, which right here in this area was kind of the first Speedway club, if you will, in NASCAR.
You know, we're looking at Scott Riggs right here, the 10 car. We really not mentioned him today. Qualified back in 23rd, but he's sitting there right now in 5th place, 1 lap down. He's done what I've always said you have to do when you come to Dover, a lot like Bristol. Just survive. Don't have a bad pit strategy. Make good pit calls. Stay out of trouble. And there he is sitting there as a rookie, sitting in 5th place.
That's what you tell well, you tell everybody, but rookies particularly. I think Brian Vickers has been a good example of that as well. These young rookies come here, they just try to keep their nose clean and get some laps on this tough old racetrack.
Yeah, we have 3 of our rookies in the top 10. Casey Kane in the 9 leading the race. Scott Riggs in the 10 running in 5th, and Brian Vickers in the 25 car back in 9th position.
Scott Riggs is running 10 positions ahead of his best career finish. Could be a big day for him. Could be a big day for Casey Kane. 3 times a bridesmaid. Never a bride, but could today be the day?
Now, one thing that I noticed about that 9 car, it's not real great on restarts. And if you think back to last week, that was his Achilles heel. So he's going to really need to take advantage of being up there in front of everybody.
Motivation. Mark Martin doesn't need any outside help in that department. His last win came more than 70 races ago at Charlotte in 2002. Winning the Coke 600 at Lowe's Motor Speedway in dramatic fashion with just a thrilling drive over the last 50 miles.
And came from there right here, was leading the race and was well on his way to winning, and had an accident off of turn 2 that he could not avoid.
When you look at Casey Kane, though, our leader right now in that 9 car, the last 5 Dover races have been won by a driver in their first or second season on the Nextel Cup circuit.
Jimmy Johnson had hoped to take the point lead from Dale Earnhardt Jr. Instead, Johnson's in the garage, while Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 1 lap down in 10th. They've moved Jeff Burton around. He's the free pass car. So 5 cars will be on the lead lap when they restart to begin lap 355. Casey Kane looking for his first win ever. Mark Martin for his first win in 70-some races. Tony Stewart looking for his first win of the year. And Matt Kenseth and Jeff Burton. Here we go.
Scott Riggs, that 10 car we talked about being 1 lap down in 5th. He starts beside Casey Kane. He's trying to get back on the lead lap right here, and he will temporarily.
And remember now,
we got a battle for the lead, though, DW. Look at Mark Martin.
Yeah, Kane did not come and get tires. He's on the older tires. It's going to take a lap or 2 for him to get cleaned off.
Martin is there. Stewart is there. Kenseth a little further back.
This is where the 9 has been so good. It's up off the corner. He really can't get up off of turn 2 and 4 really well.
On the hot side.
Yeah.
And Darrell, since he didn't get tires, just consider this an extension of a long run, and that's where he's been really good. Ward Burton way up high in turn 2. Brings it back down. He's okay.
I do think Casey paid the price for about a half a lap.
Yeah.
It was a little bit older tires. Got him cleaned off. Now he pulls away.
Yeah, now he's good to go. That's what he needed. He needs to get around that 10 car and put as much room between himself and Tony Stewart as he can, because I really believe that's the guy that he has to worry about.
That 9 car just ran the fastest lap that he's ran this entire race right there on lap 356. He can see that checkered flag.
Yes, sir. Just be cautious right here. Scott gave him plenty of room. He goes by.
Yeah, Riggs is running his best career race, and he's not about to mess that up.
Well, I know people hear me say it all the time, but I know that little kid in that 10 car can drive. He just needs some luck.
Mark Martin in the 6 car, he just ran his fastest lap of this race on lap 357.
And Tony seems to be struggling just a little bit right now.
Yeah, Stewart has not kept pace with Kane and Martin after this restart. However, Darrell, in the last long green run, it took a while for Tony's car to come to him, and then he was right back toward the front.
He don't got a while. He got to go now because we're running out of laps.
41 laps to go. Seems like plenty of time. We'll see.
That 9 car gets better on the long run as well, so they're pretty evenly matched, and the further the 9 gets out there, the harder it's going to get, obviously.
You know, when I look at Casey Kane in that 9 car, to think, of course, he came out of the Silver Crown Series with 21 victories. He was the 2000 Midget Champion. 2 years ago, he was doing a part-time bush ride for Robert Yates. It was a mere disaster. Then he picked up the ride with Aikens in the Busch Series last year. Ray Abraham signed him. He won the final race of the year, and here he is looking for that first win with 40 laps to go.
He's just done an incredible job in a short period of time.
7th place battle, Darrell. Here comes Dale Jr. under Terry Labonte.
It's a good run for Terry Labonte. And they are a lap down, but they are battling for position. And I'm sure if Dale Earnhardt Jr. and that 8 car can come out of here with a top 10 with the day they've had, they'll feel like they won this race.
Could be both the DEI cars will come out of here with the top 10. Michael Waltrip currently in 10th.
I think the 17 car is the car that beats all I've ever seen. He started dead last, changed engines, missed a big wreck, gotten all the brakes, running forward.
Ryan Newman's car appears to be headed for the garage. He may call it a day. There's Jeff Green's car going by, minus the nose.
But what they did, Mike, is what you talked about. They fixed that race car where they could just make another lap and get in front of all those cars that could not get back out. It's what you have to do when you're points racing.
Sterling Marlin's come out of the garage to make a couple of laps. There's Newman's car. They may give it another shot here.
That's one of the things Casey needs to worry about now. Casey Kane here in the 9. We don't need he doesn't really need a caution right now to get Tony Stewart closed back up to him.
we've been talking about these points all day long. You look at Elliott Sadler in the 38 car. Remember, he was involved in that very first caution. He was back in 39th position after that. They fixed the car. They fixed it right in the garage area. Now he's sitting up there in 22nd position, 9 laps down, a swing of 17 positions.
Now, he could have fallen as far as 10th or 11th in points today. But he's going to end up with a decent day because of an 18-car crash in turn number 3 just off a restart.
But that's a good example of fixing it right. They took it in the garage, they fixed it right, and he's not out there riding around in something that's wounded. He's out there making, running good lap times.
You know, with the many cars that's out of this race, should we stay green here with about 34 laps to go, Kasey Kahne is starting to catch some lap traffic, but they're strung out. It's not like he's going to have to fight a pack of cars. He definitely needs this thing to stay green without a caution.
And he is holding his margin on Mark Martin at 1.7 seconds. Tony Stewart is 2.8 seconds off the lead. Matt Kenseth is 6 seconds back. Jeff Burton 13 seconds down. And the lap down cars will probably have the best race of the remainder here. Scott Riggs, Dale Jr., Labonte, Vickers, Michael Waltrip, Mayfield, and Busch.
First 3 cars are just pretty evenly matched. Once they get spread out here, running very similar race lap speeds. One lap it'll be Kahne the fastest, one lap it'll be Mark the fastest, one lap it'll be Tony the fastest, but only by just a few hundred.
See right there, the interval just right at 2 seconds.
Kasey Kahne could crack the top 10 in the standings. He came in here 11th, 378 points out of the lead.
Well, this is when they tell you, when they're talking to him saying, hit your marks, don't make any mistakes.
Darrell, it's not been a question of would Kasey Kahne win in Nextel Cup, just a question of when. 3 second-place finishes for Ray Evernham after winning the USAC Midget Silver Crown and Sprint Car titles. He is a great talent at, what, 23 years of age?
Yeah, a lot like Jamie McMurray. He just came out of the Busch Series with a little bit of success, but boy, he took the Cup racing in a hurry.
Really starting to stretch it out on Mark Martin right now. Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr., what he's doing, he's setting his sights on Scott Riggs in that 10 car. When he gets there, that will be a battle for 6. He's in 7th right now. And with Jimmy Johnson in the garage area, this will be a good points day for this Budweiser car.
And if he gets by the 10 car, we get a caution, he gets the free pass, he's back on the lead lap. And his car looks the best it's looked all day. Whoa, baby.
6th place at stake here. Junior will make the pass.
I think Scott Riggs was probably thinking the same thing. I need to be the first car lap down. But Junior's a little quicker than he is.
For Kasey Kahne, this is not just a chance to win his first race. It's a chance to get his season back on track. Since he finished 2nd at Texas in April, his 3rd second-place finish, he has not had a top 10. And that is in a stretch of 5 races in which his best finish was last week, 12th.
He's been a victim a lot. He's been in the wrong place at the wrong time a lot.
Rusty Wallace just hit the wall.
No caution.
Shouldn't be I don't think he's I don't see there's some damage on the right front, but there already was damage on the right front.
The caution is out. That's a big break for Dale Earnhardt Jr. You just talked about it. He will get the pardon. He'll be back on the lead lap. And trust me, everybody on the lead lap will be coming, I think, for 4 fresh tires.
Okay, Rusty's still running. Didn't make further contact, so the caution must be for debris from Rusty hitting the wall. There's a look. Now you can see metal debris from behind the car.
Well, I tell you, I'm sitting there in the 9 car right now. I don't know what to do, because last week when he come in and put tires on that car, it took it too long to get going. Tony and them have already come in and gotten tires. I got to believe, if same old story, Larry, if the 9 comes, 6 and 20 stay out.
Kasey Kahne's crew chief, Tommy Baldwin.
I think he's thinking the same thing, man. This car, last week they put new tires on it at the end of the race, and it would not